airport in Bogota, Colombia is normally crowded, but on this afternoon, everybody else has been picked up, and the place is deserted and cold. And I'm standing there with my 10-year-old son, Mario, and my 12-year-old son, Gabriel, or Gabo, and everything that we could squish into 6 suitcases, and our dog inside a dog carrier. And we're all starting to freak out a little bit because no one has picked us up. And my sons are asking me what's going on. And I'm trying to play it cool, but inside I'm panicking because I'm thinking, well, while I packed everything and rented the house and arranged so many details of this trip, did I remember to tell them what time we were coming? But I say, oh yeah, sure, don't worry, they'll be along. They probably just got stuck in traffic. So we're waiting and waiting. Finally, the cousins show up with a pickup truck, and we jump in and drive 2 hours out into the outskirts of Colombia to a little town called La Mesa. And we finally get there, and we start to unpack and move into our new house. The question is, why? Well, about 20 years ago, there was a big refugee crisis in Brownsville, Texas. And the ACLU people and the church people one night had an unholy alliance, I guess, and decided to have a big party, and they invited one newspaper reporter. And I walked into this party, and I saw this handsome, young Colombian with beautiful dark brown eyes and black hair, and it was love at first sight. So we got married, we had these 2 kids, and we moved to Lancaster, Pennsylvania when he got a job at the Mennonite Central Committee. And our young sons were in school and soccer, and we were taking them to church, and things were great. And then one day, he looks at me and says, I have a lump on my chest, and it's cancer. So 2 years later, he was gone. Our sons were 8 and 9 years old, and we were all devastated. So during that first year, I was just going through the motions and parenting and working, but I got this idea that we needed to go to Colombia. My kids needed to spend time with their family and learn about their father's country and improve their Spanish. And I had this secret ulterior motive that nobody knew about it until now, which is that they would have great soccer skills. So like I was saying, we moved to this little town in Colombia, and we got them signed up for schools and started setting up the household. But after 3 weeks, we needed to go back to Bogota. So the cousins were busy. I said, no problem, we'll take the bus. And we had a quick snack at the coffee shop near where the buses stop on their way to Bogota, and then we found the bus, and my kids ran to the back of the bus. And so I ran back and sat down there with them, and the bus started going back up through the Andes to get back to get to Bogota. And immediately I started feeling terribly nauseous. And I looked at my sons, and their faces were green. And a passenger noticed and signaled to the driver's assistant for bags. And we sat there with these bags, terrified that we were going to have to use them. But we didn't have to use them, but we were all terribly, terribly sick. And finally the bus pulled into the bus station, and we're sort of walking slowly through the bus station in Bogota, trying to get our strength back. And I've never been a fan of U.S. imperialism, but I saw a sign that said Dunkin' Donuts. And it just was very comforting to all 3 of us. And we walked over and sat down. We started to feel a little better, and we ordered some coffee and donuts and juice. And as we drank them, we started to feel our strength coming back. and we started to feel a little better. And I said, "We can do this, boys. Vamos."